Hello and welcome to Fernbank Science Center's The Sky This Week for December 12th through 18th, 2021. We start the week with bright planets in the evening sky. There's the Geminid meteor shower toward the middle of the week, and the moon is full on Saturday the 18th. Start early in the evening on Sunday the 12th and look toward the western, southwestern part of the sky. Three bright planets. They look like really bright stars, just as the sun is going down. Jupiter is the planet highest up on the sky, a bright star-like object. Saturn, you'll have to look a little more carefully. It's farther down toward the horizon, but still fairly bright. And Venus is the brightest of the three that we can see on the evening sky. Comet Leonard, that we talked about last week, is also visible if you have a really clear, dark horizon, good binoculars, and a good way to spot it. And actually on the 12th is when the comet is closest to Earth. It's about 21 million miles away, way farther away than the moon is. Nothing to worry about. Look toward the early morning sky in that same direction, and that winter hexagon of stars that we talked about, the bright ones, are visible just a couple of hours before sunrise. Sirius, the biggest blob down there between the south and west, Sirius is the brightest star we can see from anywhere on Earth. It's the brightest star in the evening sky. And if you follow along in a sort of circle through Rigel, one of the feet of Orion, up to Aldebaran, the eye of Taurus the bull, swing on up to Capella, brightest star in Auriga, the charioteer, couple of Gemini twins, Castor and Pollux, down to Procyon in the little dog, and back to Sirius. If you add in some sticks and words, that might help a bit on where things are on the sky. Constellations, you need a lot of imagination to imagine most of these. Orion is fairly easy to find. Brightish stars, 3 stars in the belt, shoulders, knees. Even from my light polluted backyard, I can find this one. It's high on the sky, bright stars. If you can find that foot, Orion, or his knee, Rigel, those 3 stars on the belt in between and Betelgeuse in his shoulders make a big rectangle with a belt inside. Those 3 belt stars toward the left point out Sirius, that bright dog star, and toward the right, Aldebaran, the eye of Taurus. So once you've got that, you've got more than half of your hexagon right there. Auriga with bright Capella, the Gemini twins, Castor, Pollux, Procyon and the little dog, and there's your big winter triangle of stars. Triangle, squares, hexagon of stars. These are the really bright ones. Brightest we can see pretty much all year round. So without the lines and dots, see if you can find where the Gemini twins are. The one on the right is Castor, the one we're looking for, Castor right here, Castor and Pollux. And that's where you're going to be looking for the Geminid meteor shower. Every year around this time, this year between December 13th and 14th, the meteor shower peaks. That means you can see the most meteors per hour in that time slot. And the best time is going to be on the 14th, early in the morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning until dawn, until the sun comes up. Now, for observing meteor showers, you need a couple of things. A clear, dark sky. The darker, the better. These little shooting star-looking things are not very bright, most of them, but they're fun to watch for. So you need a clear, dark sky, and you need to give yourself some observing time to just watch the sky. Our eyes take about 20 minutes just to get adapted to the dark, so we're going to need more time than that. And it helps if you have an observing buddy along with you. You can look at different parts of the sky, call out when you see a meteor, stay warm, take a sleeping bag or a chair to sit in, a snack or something warm to drink. It can be pretty chilly at this time of year, early in the morning. And meteor showers come from comets, mostly, as comets move along their orbits around the sun, shedding bits of dust and gas behind them. Sometimes a comet's orbit intersects the orbit of Earth. So the two cross at a couple of places along their orbits. And when Earth gets to that spot along its orbit, it runs right into that cloud of dust and debris, little teeny bits of things about the size of a grain of salt. Gravity pulls that material down toward the Earth. And as it's coming through the atmosphere, each little bit of stuff warms up, heats up the air around it, makes a little bright streak that we call the shooting star. The nucleus of a comet, the inside, it's kind of a frozen chunk of stuff, maybe fluffy, sometimes called dirty snowballs or snowy dirt balls. And as the ice on the surface of this nucleus evaporates away, essentially, it's called subliming, goes directly from solid ice to gaseous dust and things all around the comet's nucleus. That makes that coma, the head of the thing. And then as the energy of the sun pushes along solar wind, it streams out into a tail behind the comet. But the Geminid meteor shower is a little different. Its parent object is what's called a rock comet. It's an asteroid thing, 3,200 Phaethon, and it has mostly seems to be some sodium connected with this. If you've got ice on the surface, that can sublime away into a nice big coma. This tumbling little block of stuff, chunk of stuff, seems to have sodium involved. It's probably the sodium that is forming the little tail that we can see, and the bits of things. That's the engine for pushing off bits of this particular object. It's only been recently discovered in 1983, and it's being studied very carefully. How about this radiant? What in the world is that? Look at Gemini on its side, Castor and Pollux above each other rather than next to each other. And the radiant is that place on the sky where the meteors seem to originate. Looks like they come shooting out of that area of the sky. With a meteor shower, you're going to see meteors all over the sky. So be sure you're looking everywhere, but figure out where Castor and Pollux are and keep an eye in that direction. By Saturday, the moon is full. Hope it's a nice clear night for nice bright moonlight. We're able to see the entire lit up half of the moon, and it's up pretty much all night long, rises as the sun sets and goes down the next morning as the sun is coming up on the other side of the sky. That's on Saturday, December 18th at 11:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So some things to look for in the night sky. And Fernbank is offering something a little different. On Thursday, December 16th, we've got an observatory Zoom with colleagues in New Jersey. And at 7 p.m., we'll start up looking at objects through the telescope, but on a Zoom meeting. And this is, again, weather dependent. If the sky is clear, you're welcome to check this link for Eventbrite and join in with the fun, or look at Fernbank's Facebook page. And as always, thank you very much for listening. We appreciate finding Fernbank's Facebook page and keeping up with our activities. Our website is www.fernbank.edu. Wishing you a great week and join us for the fun if it happens on Thursday. Have a great week.